JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 8th of September 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now quick update on some of the instruments that I looked at yesterday, just to see how everything's kind of getting along. And as you can see with Nikkei here, this is what I was talking about, that the fact that Nikkei managed yesterday to close in the above this 21-day EMA kind of kept the upside scenario still on the table. However, as I mentioned to you guys yesterday as well, that in order to get a bit more comfortable with higher levels, then we would like to see a push above this 23,339 level first, and then we could consider a further move north here. So for now, yes, it is on the right track here. However, let's just wait for that extra confirmation. In terms of the downside, yes, we need to see a move back below this downside line taken from the high of the 10th of June, and then we could aim for some lower levels. For now, it's the same basically, and analysis remains on the table that I've mentioned yesterday. So let's keep an eye on this 23,339 level. Now jumping into Shanghai Composite, and here we have a bit of a mixed situation, I would say. So yesterday and last week I was telling you guys that if this one drifts lower and ends up moving below the 3,307 zone, then it kind of increases its chances of a possible further move south. Yes, it did move there initially, and today we saw Shanghai Composite also pushing further south. However, as you can see, now the bulls are trying to recover somewhat here, and are trying to drive this one back above the 3,307 zone, or I should say keep it above that area, because it's already above it. So let's see if the index can stay above this barrier, because we still have around 55 minutes left of trading here on Shanghai Composite. So it will be quite interesting to see if actually the bulls manage to keep the price above this hurdle. If they do, then maybe we could see a bit of a move higher here, maybe back towards this 21-day EMA shown as the yellow line, and then if it does provide some resistance, then we could see another round of selling. But again, if the index ends up being still below this 3,307 zone, then, well, I mean, we could still consider a move lower here, at least in the near term, towards the 3,181 zone, somewhere around here. But again, for now, guys, it's a bit of a tricky situation. That's why I want you to kind of be very careful here with the Shanghai Composite. Probably wait for the daily close. Now, German DAX. So the German DAX here is or should I say, had a nice run yesterday. So it managed to climb back above this 21-day EMA. So everything's kind of in a way working out nicely according to the idea I've mentioned to you last week as well, what I was saying, that if it drifts lower but finds good support near this upside line here taken from the low of the 15th of June, then there is a good possibility the bulls might step in here and drive this one higher. If we look at the cash index and where it's currently balancing it at, and it's trading near the 13,150 zone. So in a way, everything's kind of looking quite positive here, but if you're more on the cautious side, you could wait for a push above this 13,314 zone in order to get a little bit more excited about higher levels. Jumping to another index here, and this one is a dollar index, and yesterday we had a bit of a, I'll say we had a fractional close above this 21-day EMA, and today, this morning, we saw the index continuing up north. However, as you can see, it's now back to this 21-day EMA, and at the moment it seems that it wants to stay here. So to be honest, we'll take a bit of a careful approach here. Of course, on one hand, the fact that the 21-day EMA keeps getting violated here over the past couple of trading days here, so that's a positive. However, the fact that we're seeing a bit of a correction here lower, yes, we could still take it as a positive as long as it let's say trades above this 21-day EMA. If it does get back above the 21-day EMA, then maybe this time the bulls could have enough steam to drive this one higher towards the 93.81 level or even above that. So again, for now, be very careful. With the downside, we would take a bit of a careful and cautious approach if the price starts moving back below the 92.24 zone. If it does that, then yes, of course, we'll start maybe aiming for some lower levels. But if it remains above the 21-day EMA, then, well, keep your eyes on that one. It could be quite interesting for the buyers, of course. Now, jumping into gold, and gold is also without any clear indication at the moment. It is breaking, or actually already broke this upside support line taken from the low of the 20th of March. Now we're waiting for basically a better signal from this commodity, and in a way, the better signal would come either on a break of the 1976 level right here, because then we could aim for some higher levels, or it could come on a drop below the 1901 territory right here, and then yep, it may open the door, a break of this area may open the door towards lower levels. So in other words, guys, for now we're just kind of a little bit more on the neutral side. Brent, in WTI oil, just a quick update. I'm not going to talk about this too much because, as you can see, it continues to balance above this key support zone marked by the low of the 30th of July near the 38.74 zone. So in a way, for now, we can't really do much. We can just observe it here because we need a break of this area in order to examine lower areas. So for now, be very careful here. Bitcoin, so keeps flirting with that psychological 10,000 territory, and at the same time keeps overshooting it, but then coming quickly back above it. So still the same idea as I mentioned yesterday remains on the table, because we need that nice drop, strong move below the psychological 10,000 zone, and ideally daily close below that, because as you can see here, it keeps on breaking this one, giving us false breakouts and then climbing back up. So wait for that confirmation daily close below that psychological 10,000 zone, and then yep, we could consider a further move south. In terms of the upside here, well, we would like to see this one maybe climbing back. Let me just adjust this a little bit. So we would like to see Bitcoin maybe climbing back above, where is that line? The 11,110 zone right here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. So again, it's a bit of a tricky one here, so that's why we would like to be a little bit more on the cautious side, and that's why we'll keep an eye on this 11,110 zone, a break of which would also place the price above the 21-day EMA, which some might see as a positive. And jumping into a few pairs, AUD and NZD. So this is what I talked about yesterday and last week as well. When last week I was saying that if this drifts lower but finds good support near this upside line taken from the low of the 18th of March, then we could see a nice rebound here and a move higher. Now more bulls, yesterday I was saying that more bulls could be joining in if we get a nice strong move above this 1.0880 level. So at the moment you can see that this is exactly what's happening. So of course, don't get me wrong, it's just the start of the day here in Europe. So let's see if it can continue moving higher here, but for now it seems that the Australian dollar is slightly on the stronger side, mainly because the equity world is recovering somewhat. So let's see if this pair can actually push further north, and if it can actually stay above this 1.0880 level. If the upside line gets broken and the rate falls below the 1.08 zone, then yes, we will start looking at some lower areas. Now, slightly different story here on GBP and ZD. So we can see that the weakness of the pound is kind of the moment is driving this pair lower. Although let's put it this way. NZD is not the strongest one, but in the moment here in this particular pair, you can see that the price is moving below this 1.9645 zone, which is marked by near the lows of 6th and 7th of August. So this of course creates this slightly more bearish atmosphere, and in a way, if it does continue to move lower here, then the next little target here for us is this one, this inside swing high of the 21st of July and near the 1.9322 zone. So again, that might not happen in one day. Maybe it'll take a bit of time here, but that's going to be our next target here. And looking at our oscillators as well, you can see that yep, they are showing falling or should I say increasing downside speed here. So so yep, everything could come in line with this idea of seeing a bit of a decline here, maybe towards this 1.9322 zone. USDCHF, and here the pair is moving nicely to the upside. This is what I talked about yesterday, and yesterday I was talking about this idea where I was telling you to keep a close eye on this short-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 28th of May. As you can see, the pair did move higher. It tested this 0.9184 level this morning already, which is just fractionally below this downside line. So let's see if it can continue pushing a little bit more to the upside. And if will it actually overcome this downside line, because if it doesn't, then well, we could see another round of selling here, guys. So a very interesting moment right now here for this pair. If we get a nice strong move above this downside line, then well, this could potentially open the door towards higher levels, especially if the pair starts moving above the 0.9242 zone right here, marked by the high of the 3rd of August. So something for you guys to keep in mind. And finally, EURUSD. So the pair ended up yesterday, well, ended the daily candle here slightly below that 21-day EMA and slightly well, actually at around this 1.1815 level. So I'm still keeping an eye on this idea where I'm kind of aiming for this short-term upside support line taken from the low of the 14th of May. And in a way, if it continues to provide support, then yes, this is where the bulls could join in and try to push this one higher again. So so yep, that's why for now it is at a very tricky spot. On one hand, it seems to be willing to drive a little bit lower here, but if it does, then all eyes are on this upside support line. If it provides a decent hold up here, then yep, a nice rebound here could be possible. If this upside line breaks and we see the the rate kind of falling below the somewhere below the 1.1725 territory, then this is where it could open the door towards slightly lower areas. But at the moment, guys, overall, yes, we are a little bit more we're more positive than negative, but from the very short-term perspective, keep your eyes on this upside support line, because there is a possibility to see a move towards that towards this line. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. So yep, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful. If you want to catch my video later on, my trader's tea time is as always 13:15 GMT. But for now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.